My only concern is the audio coming off of here.
The what?
It could be the audio coming from the speaker on the computer.
No, I don't think so.
Watch. Hey, Alec, watch this.
Oh, you know what? You are using the microphone from the. That's why. So you have to change the output. Where is your output? Yeah, you're using this guy as the output.
ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please take your seats. We would like to begin the program. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please, at this time, please take your seats. Thank you so much.
Can you hear me? Yay. All right, could everyone take their seats, please, and we will start. Rosa Academy. Please welcome Dr. Hennings, our Executive Director, and our administrative team. Give a nice round of applause for our teachers. I'd like to turn it over now to Dr. Hennings to give a welcome.
I'm a little bit taller. Parents, staff, graduates, this has been quite the year. One that put our many years of character education to good use. Our Rangers demonstrated for us their grit, their resiliency, as we all together, families, students, and staff, went off script and well outside of that box to ensure we made it to this day. Together, this moment, this event, is our reward for all of our collective investments over the years as our children developed into the wonderful young women and men graduating today. At this time, I would like to welcome, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, our young Ranger, Natalie Marlowe.
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming today. We would like to acknowledge the young men and women that have already enlisted in the armed forces. We are so proud of these men and women and their commitment to serving our country. We would like to invite up Brianna Clay, Air Force, Austin Detmer, Air Force, and Tristan Livingston, Coast Guard. You guys can just come to the front and walk up on the stage, please. Where's the other? Okay. You can go here. I would also like any student who is not enlisted but is intending to enlist, can you please stand? I know there's a few. We are very proud of you and thank you for serving our country. Please stand and remove all hats at this time. I would like to bring up our own alumni, Ana E. Garcia Rodriguez, who's going to sing the national anthem for you. Oh, there she is. Yes, yes.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets like
Ani, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Class of 2021, I have a simple question for you. Where were you? I pose that question to frame my thoughts to each of you this evening. In a year, unlike no other year, I ask simply, where were you? See, throughout the generations, events happen that shape, mold, transform the world as we know it. These events are marked with dates and times, but their impact leaves ripples that last generations. You see, I grew up the son of a teacher. He was the son of two teachers, who were the son and daughter-in-law of another teacher. It's in the blood. We spent countless dinners talking about the family business. It is truly what I knew. I remember one January 1986, when I was preparing to go to school the following day, we sat around the dinner table and talked about how exciting it was that a teacher, someone like my dad, someone like my grandparents and my great-grandma, was an astronaut and about to fly into space. I felt like it was an extended family member. I remember going to school in the morning beaming with pride because a teacher was going into space aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger. You see, I sat in my second grade classroom that morning waiting with my classmates to watch the space shuttle prepare its journey to outer space. At 8:30 in the morning, I was glued to the 19-inch TV screen on the media cart. They rolled into class. Parents, I know you know what I'm talking about. Shortly after that, the shuttle began its ascent into the sky, and I was riveted. 73 seconds into its flight, it exploded. It just exploded, sending debris across the sky. I couldn't understand what happened. So we sat in silence, stunned. And I was sitting in the front right corner of the classroom. It was a Toshiba TV, and Mrs. Swayze was my teacher. 15 years later, with a high school diploma, college degree in my hand, I was now a part of the family profession. It was my first year teaching, and every morning I got up, prepared myself nice and early to manage the traffic from near Cal Poly Pomona to the beautiful city of El Monte. I was fresh out of college, all of 22 years old. As I did every morning, I jumped into my fuchsia Geostorm. Listen, it's a long story. I just simply say, thanks, Mom and Dad. I know you're watching. It was a car. I didn't have payments. So, as I drove my Geostorm across the 10 freeway on a nondescript September morning, I was super annoyed by the amount of traffic that day. Furthermore, my usual morning jam session was being interrupted by the AM talk radio hosts. See, typically on KISS FM or K-Rock, they had an AM DJ give the news report, weather, traffic, blah, blah, blah. I generally tune this out, flip the dial to something else. This particular morning, as I crawled in the fast lane, westbound on the 10, descending the hill near Cal Poly into West Covina, the news DJ kept talking. I flipped the dial per my usual to another station, and once again, the news. I really disliked the news. I tried a third station, and still news. I tried the rock and Espanol station I often listened to in order to help learn the language and culture of the majority of the students. And again, news, pero en Espanol. Super annoyed now, I flipped back to KISS FM and began to listen to the lame morning DJs from the AM talk radio station describe what would arguably be the most impactful event of my young adult life. You see, I was passing IKEA on the right, and a Chevrolet dealership on the left in West Covina, in the fast lane of the 10 freeway, in my pinkish car, when I heard the sobering news of airplanes crashing into the two towers in New York. And as I passed the original In-N-Out Burger on Francisquito in Baldwin Park, I heard them describe bodies falling. You see, friends, history is written on those 2 days, and I know exactly where I was when it happened. My whole world turned upside down those days, and the ripples are still felt to this day. Your parents, your teachers, all of us, we had to carry on, we had to adjust, and we had to persevere. March 13th, 2020, perhaps the most defining moment of your generation. Where were you? You were sent home and waved goodbye to your teachers and friends and said, "See you in 2 weeks." Did anyone know then that we wouldn't see your teachers or friends again in a classroom until late April of 2021? Yet, here we are. You adapted to online learning. You adjusted to Zoom lag. You learned some TikTok dances. You figured out that LED lights in your bedroom was the move. But most importantly, you persevered. You did it, friends. We sit here today because you did it. I leave you with this challenge. Remember where you were and know this. History is written every day, and you hold the pen.
Thank you, Mr. Kapp. I'd like now to call up Ms. Lyman to give the recognition of the salutatorian. Oh my gosh. We can say it, right? Salutatorian. Very good. Sorry, it's been a long day. Here you go.
Hi. Before I introduce our salutatorian, I just want to acknowledge you guys. Don't do it. You guys are just a really special class to me. You don't have to clap. I'm not embarrassed. I just need time to swallow my tears. But yeah, for most of you guys, I've had you for at least 3 years, if not all 4, and I just want to thank you guys all for this special time in my life. Okay, now for the salutatorian. We all know that the salutatorian is that person who doesn't quite measure up to the valedictorians. And if your salutatorian were up here right now, he would make some sort of short joke at my expense about how I'm the one who doesn't quite measure up, because I'm short. But you know what else is short, Bentley? Your list of good jokes. Another time when Bentley didn't quite measure up, do you remember that one time, that Spanish quiz where you got 13 out of 20? 13 out of 20, that's not good. And I was just about to say, he will argue that other students got bad grades and the quiz was faulty and thrown out, but we all know the truth. Just a disclaimer, Bentlow is what we like to call a mumbler. So when he comes up here to give his speech, you're not going to understand one word he says. So what I want you guys to do is just, while he's talking, if you can't understand him, just start to raise your hand, and that will just indicate to him that he needs to slow down and enunciate. Is this not a roast? I thought it was a roast. I thought, introduction, okay, good things about Bentley. No, in all seriousness, my favorite thing about Bentley is he has a very strong sense of self. He's comfortable in his own skin, which a lot of us are not, and I think that's his most admirable quality. His humor is so-so, it's okay. And it's very annoying that he always corrects my mistakes and that he's always right. But he, I think we would all agree, makes everything so much more fun, so much more enjoyable, and he has made my last 4 years so much better, and I think we can all say the same. So without any further ado, your salutatorian, Bentley Lauren Bigelow.
Sorry, I'm getting my speech. It's just tucked away. Take the staple out really quick. This is so, oh my gosh. There's a lot of you. And my hands are shaking, so it's not really helping with the staple. Just give me just a moment. There we go, there we go. Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Bentley. Hey, Mr. Mejia. I'm Bentley Lauren Bigelow. I am this year's salutatorian. This is weird. This is weird, right? This is a little weird. I think this is a moment we've all kind of thought about for quite a while. A moment many of you have watched multiple times on High School Musical 3. A moment many of you have dreamed about for the past several months. But we're here. We're graduating from Santa Rosa Academy. Who would have thought, right? Yay! As many of you know, I have attended this school and been here for 13 years. And me being 17, 13 is a large majority of that. Quite a big portion of that 17 is 13. And we can all agree, just as a fact, that being at Santa Rosa has ups and downs. And every school does. But we're at a unique school, which means unique ups and unique downs. Downs such as the challenge that came with being at a brand new school, which was so new, in fact, that our first playground was a parking lot. And in Miss Ingrita's first grade class, Miss Ingrita, we upgraded to a field with not one but 2 plastic toys, and that was a big deal. That was a really big deal, and we couldn't even use them. But it was a big deal. Or another upside would be in 3rd grade, where we were the last ones in the blacktop playing wall ball because Mrs. Brown liked us the most. We were a good class. And then the downs, like being in 4th grade, Miss Aguilar. Lucas, where are you? Let's find Lucas. Lucas, hey, I want to apologize to you, Lucas. We all told on you so much because it was fun to watch your mom get mad at you because she was your mom, not just your teacher. And so on behalf of all of us, I want to say I'm really sorry. It was funny, but I'm really sorry. And of course, we went to middle school's ups and downs, like being stressed out from Mr. Mejia's heavy metal music and timer for engineering challenges. Man, I was stressed, and that is putting it lightly. Or the amazing ups from middle school, like Timothy's Wi-Fi wifey lip sync battle. Man, you killed it in Miss Allison. That was amazing. Or Miss Kendra's balloon volleyball with appearances from Buddy the Elf, Hamburger Helper, a whoopee cushion, the Grinch, played by my dad. I'm not embarrassed anymore. I physically cannot be embarrassed anymore thanks to my dad. It's a double-edged sword. And that wasn't even high school, where grades mattered. Like, they were important. But we finished it. Here we are. Despite all the unique challenges and circumstances that come with being at such a prestigious and rigorous school as we are here, I made a home here. You people, you very wonderful people, helped me build a home amidst all of that. Even though a majority of my friends and family at the beginning of my education went to different schools, the people sitting here before me and the teachers around me helped me build a home. Now we were all getting ready to go our separate ways in life. And since you guys are a part of my home, you're a part of my family, and it is really tough leaving you guys. These are what I've known for 13 years. It's really tough leaving you guys. And it's tough to think about leaving. But the lesson you all have taught me is one I want to remind you of right now, which is make homes wherever you go. You will all go off to begin a new chapter in your lives, whether that be in college, or as a career, or traveling, or exploring, whatever it may be. Not only do I wish you the best of luck, but I do just want to remind you to build homes for wherever you guys are. Life and its circumstances are unpredictable, all with their own ups and downs, pros and cons, and we take them as they are. We can't change them. Heck, this pandemic is a perfect example of that, of uncontrollable circumstances. It hit us like a truck. And yet, with all of us and our mom's help, we took it for what it was, rose above it, and made a home out of it for our senior class. So my advice to you guys is get out there, meet new people, try new things, find out more about yourself. You do it exceptionally for the past 13 years, here and in other places, and I have absolute 100% full confidence you guys will do that again. I am proud to be a part of this graduating class, proud to know all of you, and most of all, I could not be more excited to step back years from now, wherever I may be, wherever you guys may be, and see how far you all will have come. Because I know whatever you guys will be doing, you will go far in it. Thank you, guys, and congrats, class 2021.
Thank you, Bentley. That was great. I think you need to be in charge of the Alumni Association that needs to start, right? I would like to call up Mrs. Kemner to introduce one of our co-valedictorians.
Bentley? Oxalis. Oh gosh. Miss Lyman, you killed me. Well, everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but many of you had me in 8th grade. I told you it would go by fast. Now, here we are, 4 years later, at a major crossroad in your life. Here I am, forever changed, just like you in those 4 years. Who knew I'd be teaching high school and be up here presenting valedictorian? We've all heard about manifesting, right? Essentially, manifesting is bringing something tangible into your life through attraction and belief. Well, Anna Hebert, valedictorian, Anna Hebert, your valedictorian, definitely manifested this moment today. You know those letters that you wrote in 8th grade that I gave back to you? I had you write 4 years ago to your graduating self. Anna wrote something very significant and specific about today. She wrote in her 8th grade letter, I wonder if I will be valedictorian and if Bentley will be salutatorian. I'm not kidding. How about that for manifesting? Well, to answer your question, Anna, you, my friend, are valedictorian, and I am so proud to be up here for you. For those of you who know Anna, she is small in stature, but strong in determination. Anna was born in China and adopted by a single mother in America. Way to go, Polly Hebert. You did a great job. You raised her to believe that with determination and hard work, her dreams could come true. Now here we are at another crossroads in your life. With adulthood here and college on the horizon, I'm sure it doesn't surprise anyone that Anna set her goal high for attending one of the most prestigious colleges in California, Berkeley. Berkeley is the second hardest UC to get into in California with a 16% acceptance rate. Anna Hebert is on her way. Oh, and Anna, you have some great Berkeley alumni to follow in their footsteps. There's the famous Tom Anderson from MySpace. Parents, you know he was your friend. There's the Tesla co-founder. Oh, Steve Wozniak, that guy from that little company called Apple. Oh, and of course, how can we forget our most significant alumni of Berkeley, Mr. Gaylord from Santa Rosa. So my friends, I am so proud to present to you your valedictorian, the future Berkeley alumni, and quite possibly someone to whom you might one day be saying, hey, I went to high school with that woman. She was valedictorian, Anna Hebert.
I'm a little short, so you guys probably can't see me over the podium. All right. Dajia hao, hola todos. Hello parents, friends, family, and Santa Rosa Academy staff. Thank you for joining us today in this amazing and huge milestone in our lives. I promised my mom I wouldn't cry. And being the support system throughout our entire educational journey. It is unbelievable to believe that we have conquered many unforgettable years at Santa Rosa Academy. Quite frankly, it was the unforgettable teachers and lifelong friends that not only helped me tackle high school during such uncertain times, but also my mental state, as it has not been easy for any of us. One of the most important things that I learned throughout my time here at SRA was pretty much success. It's not given to you, but it is earned. Thanks to SRA, I learned to set small goals to slowly become who I am today. However, it is not the fact that we succeeded because everything went according to plan. In fact, I do not know anyone who did not go through major bumps these past several months. We all missed going to school in person and seeing friends, families, teachers, and just having fun in general. This was something that we all definitely took for granted. As Steve Jobs has once said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. I would like to thank my family for helping me accomplish my dreams. Even when I did not believe in myself, they all believed in me. They all reminded me of my goals and what I will accomplish if I do not give up. I would also like to thank my amazing teachers for helping me with pretty much everything, as this is an obvious statement, but SRA presents itself with one of the most diverse and encouraging squads of wise and open individuals who aspire for us to achieve our inner desires. I cannot think of anyone, or just people in general, who are more compassionate and encouraging like them. Just to sit in hours after class and after school to assure that every student understands the rigorous content given, and always there for me when I needed all the help. Thank you, Ms. Lyman, for all the help in math. All these past 4 years bombarding you with a bunch of questions, going to your desk that could probably equal a marathon, just back and forth. And just thank you, teachers in general, for helping me. I would also like to thank our amazing counselor, Mrs. McMullen, for helping me get to where I am today. And also, I would also like to thank Mrs. Badillo for your founding vision to create such a unique school. Mrs. James, thank you for being my principal for nearly all 13 years of my primary and secondary education. You saw me from like a little infant from China to like the little 4-year-old with a giant High School Musical light up rolling backpack that was like probably as big as me, to the high school senior that I am. Lastly, I would like to thank my classmates for helping me stay grounded and giving me the motivation that I needed. Well, we did it. As much as I hate to leave, our time has come. It is time to give our last and final Go Rangers. It feels bittersweet to say this, but I know that we will all go on to do amazing things. Good luck, fellow classmates, and hello to a new beginning. I think I speak for everyone when I say that I cannot wait to embark on this next chapter in our journey of life. Now, on the count of 3, I want us all to yell Rangers. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go Rangers! Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. I'd like to now invite up Mrs. Galicia to introduce our other co-valedictorian.
wasn't scary at all. Okay. Why did I have to go last? I'm already crying. Okay. And of course, where's my document? Anybody want to tell a joke? Is there fun?
Stand up.
I'm not that short. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I am way too nervous for this. It was right there, I swear. Here it is. Sorry about that. Good afternoon, administrators, board members, and Santa Rosa families, and osale to Bentley, though he's not paying attention. All right, osales. It is my honor and privilege to introduce our valedictorian, Crystal Carmen. One of the reasons that I chose to work and have my children at a charter school is that small school feel. Teachers, we really get to know our students and build these awesome relationships with them. Sometimes we get them for 2, 3, 4 years. Honestly, it's not because they want to. Sometimes it's because they don't have another choice because we're so small and they only have a certain number of teachers that they can choose. But a few years ago, many of my colleagues were talking about this really sweet and intelligent student that was knitting them beanies. And I'm like, she sounds awesome. Why don't I have her? And it wasn't until a year later that I was helping coach cross country and Crystal was there. So I still wasn't her teacher per se, but, and she necessarily wasn't the fastest. She was there with me, but I never saw her stop, not once. And that really embodies how Crystal is. She is constantly trying to understand everything and just wants that in-depth knowledge. Fast forward to her senior year, and I finally got her as a student for Spanish 4. I was really excited, and Crystal did not disappoint. The quality of her work was just impeccable, although she always had me check it before she turned it in just to make sure it was perfect. She always asked the best questions. Sometimes she caught me off guard with such good questions that I'm like, wow, Crystal, that was a really good question. I think I'll have to get back to you just to make sure. But again, always challenging me and encouraging me to learn as well. As Mrs. Hartman would say, Crystal usually asks, no wait, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. 2-question Crystal. She always knows, so not only does she have amazing questions, but she always came in 2 questions, which I always was expecting, and again, challenging questions. But that's how she was. She was always challenging herself and everyone around her, including me. And besides all of her academic accolades, Crystal is just a special, caring person. She would stay after our classes, during our break, and she would just chat, and she would just ask me how I was doing, which, to be honest, during this very, very challenging year, I truly appreciated that, because she really was considering not only, whatever challenges students are facing, but she was actually asking how I was doing, and I was like, wow, that's really how she is just very, very special. Crystal, it was not an easy year, but I hope that you never lose your inquisitive mind, and you should know that all of your teachers are very, very proud of you. And I just have 2 questions for you. No, just kidding. I don't have any questions. But ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you Crystal Carmen, our valedictorian. Please come up.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's so much more of you than from at the bottom, my God. Oh, thank you all for coming and joining us on this, I want to say, long-awaited day. It's been a long, long year, I think. And I think that all of us can agree that no matter how different any of us may be, how much school spirit we had, or what subjects we excelled in or we struggled in, that the past 4 years, this year especially, was nothing like High School Musical. I mean, no, really. I mean, it's cheesy and it's embarrassing to admit, but all of us had some idea or hope that high school would be the best, most memorable years of our lives, full of spontaneous, choreographed song and dance routines, love and triumph of good over evil, looking at the Sharpays of the world over there. And we had prepared ourselves for an amazing ride. And it might have been fun, but there were all of these rules and pressures of assignments and tests and consequences to our future. Our worth were placed in them, at least some bit. And we were met with less dazzling days with constant deadlines and stresses about our future. And I can contest to that especially. I would be the first one to know and admit that my ideas and my ideals of high school were nothing like the reality. I was on red track from kindergarten to 8th grade, which is why many people thought I was a new student when I entered high school. As an only child, I only knew the few kids on my street, and as a result, I didn't grow up with many friends or exposed to most of the things that most of my current friends and classmates were exposed to. And then I entered high school on Blue Track, and for me, high school was a battlefield. No shade on Pat Benatar, but I think that would have made a much more relatable lyric. That was for the parents out there. My genuine baseline of how teenagers were supposed to act and talk were like Disney and Nickelodeon shows, which of course was absolutely not accurate. Ask anybody who knew me freshman year and they tell you I spoke like an alien and appeared just as awkward. As cringe as it was, I didn't know what dabbing was. That was a thing in freshman year. And don't get me started on how long it took me to understand what oof and yeet meant. Some things make you shudder to look back on, those being some of the things that make me shudder. But as much of a learning curve as that was, I eventually adapted, and my friends and teachers helped me through it all. Of course, there were some things that were a bit too heavy for advice and a good joke. One of my favorite personal sayings is that nobody makes it out of high school unscathed. We learn who our true friends are, and we build up more walls around ourselves than our younger selves could have ever believed. I learned what true love and heartbreak meant in so many ways, and it was a difficult 4 years. But some of my happiest memories were also made during high school. There were the pep rallies, the games, the dances, the mega fun Fridays where our school spirit was at its highest. The exhilaration of accomplishment in Key Club and being a part of leadership, and the feeling of the sense of community that they in this school have given me. I owe much to this place that has played a big role in shaping me, having attended since kindergarten. Whether year 1 or year 12, many thanks are due to the wonderful human beings in the form of teachers who go above and beyond the minimum to truly take an interest in our lives. For me, it has been many, and amongst them, I'm proud to say, are Ms. Lyman, who has single-handedly made me love math, Mrs. Chapman, Mrs. Hartman, and Mrs. Galicia, who've helped me through more than they'll ever know, and Mr. Mays, who's made me love engineering, also brought to my mind that whenever an adult would answer a child's complaint with the words that the world isn't fair, that it's no excuse to add to the injustice, but to find a way to make it better by being more equitable. Teachers, just know this: it's you who make us love or hate what we learn. And I was lucky enough to have such wonderful teachers who've made me love what I learned. I think many of my classmates can relate to my experience. Our mini world here has given us much more than we realize. What's odd is that it all feels a bit anticlimactic. Like any other day after our last day would somehow be gloriously different than any other before. Maybe it was spending over a year in isolation, but I think we're all more exhausted than exhilarated, but somehow stronger. But if I'm being honest, I feel a little scared. We've grown up. With adulthood newly upon us, we're starting to pay bills if we already haven't been. We're moving out to live our own lives with our closest family no longer at arm's length. And that's scary. And that's also okay. I'm grateful that I have people that I'm scared to leave. And I also know that life, as scary as it might be, is beautiful and wonderful and full of opportunity. We made it through high school, and we can make it through anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Can we give one more big hand for your top 3 students? Awesome students. I would like to call up Mr. Lowe to give award recognition.
So those are your top 3 students, and I've seen a lot of you here before. Some of you, the senior awards night was a lot of fun for me. I'm here again looking upon this class for the last time. I haven't gotten to know all of you, but as I've explained, Ms. McMullen and I have looked through a lot of your records, and I'm proud to say that I've gotten to see the beginning of your legacies through those numbers. You're all fantastic. You have the highest average GPA that I've seen in my experience as a counselor. I'm sorry. I hope that's better. Okay. You have the highest average GPA that I've seen of a senior class in my experience as a counselor in the last 7 years. So give yourselves a hand for that. The students that I'm going to list now went above and beyond just the GPA, and this is not just based on GPA. They demonstrated mastery across all core subjects and beyond in their high school courses. These following students are the recipients of the Golden State Merit Seal. You will be receiving a hand-applied embossed seal on each of your diplomas by Ms. McMullen and verified by myself. And at this time, as I call your name, I'd like you to please stand and remain standing where you are until all names have been called to receive your recognition. Daniel Costa. Lucas Aguilar. Bentley Bigelow. Samuel Bach.
Nicholas Casey, Allison Catalano, Conrad Croft, James Finnerty, Ashlyn Gaines, Kylie Haynes, Anna Hebert, Crystal Carmen, Kylie Kephart, Grace Knight, Allison McGavran, Ariane McMurray, Wyatt Patterson, William Peterson, Kenneth Rains, McKenna Reed, Emma Scotch, Erica Schroeder, Jaden Southwell, Joel Southwell, Olivia Volkel, Nicholas Wedgeworth, Sarah York. Please give a full round of applause for these students. Fantastic job.
Thank you, Mr. Lowe. Now I would like to call up the speaker, the teacher speaker that you graduates chose. And some of you didn't vote, but quite a few of you did, which was nice, and your overwhelming vote was for Mrs. Feary, so please welcome her up.
Whoa. Should I just hold it this whole time? All right. Well, it's not so bad. Okay. So I wanted to start, I was going to say good evening, my Rager family, and then I thought most of you remember being broccoli. Do you remember being broccolis? So anyway, I'd like to thank my graduating class of 2021 for the honor of speaking to you tonight. For those of you that don't know me, I am the visual art instructor, and I've had the pleasure of teaching almost every single senior as a freshman here tonight. Oddly enough, this class also voted me most like a mom for the yearbook superlatives. So I think it's funny, it is a well-earned title. As I always say, don't make me use my mom voice whenever my classroom is getting a little too boisterous. And reminding my freshmen that creating art and doing laundry are similar in that sometimes you just have to get it done, just get it done. And then of course there's always snacks. So whether you forgot your lunch that day or you had practice you didn't know about, there was always a snack. But you are the most amazing group of individuals, and the emphasis is on the individuals, and the only young adults I know who would purposely choose, like a mom, to speak at such a monumentous event. However, I am not going to give you parental advice or a motivational pep talk. I want to share what I have learned from watching you in the last 4 years. One, you are disruptive in the best way. Raised during what is considered the most disruptive decade, this has taught you that change, real significant change, is entirely possible. And it has also taught you that the world has many flaws, and as a result, you are geared toward fixing, changing, and creating new solutions and opportunities in hoping and finding a better way to do things. Two, you have already made a difference. It is apparent in the clubs that you've created, given up your lunches for, that we never had. We have an art club. We have Christian, we have Pride Alliance, we have music, we had theater, environmental science, and the list goes on. This shows that you deeply care about these issues and that you know you have the ability and the responsibility to just make the world a better place. 3, you do love people. You can be inclusive. You have empathy towards others that are different. I have seen you make a space for people being welcoming and kind. I see you sitting together, reaching out to connect, and when you don't, it is because you have been together for so long that there's times you treat each other like siblings rather than peers. 4, you are inquisitive. You have limitless information at your fingertips. You have knowledge and an exposure to many different topics. And with this breadth of knowledge, you consistently seek new ideas. You are comfortable with collecting and cross-referencing many sources. This is your superpower. This is what pushed me to become the best educator that I could be. That's why I have a master's, because there were so many times I felt you needed more than I could give you. So thank you for that. Lastly, and it's been said a couple times this evening, so you have perseverance. When the world locked down, many of you got your first jobs. You helped your siblings navigate distance learning, and this all changed the trajectory of what you thought your senior year was going to look like. And whether you thrived or just survived, you graduated through a pandemic. I am proud of you like a mom, and I can speak for all of your teachers. We love you, and we are going to miss you. Go enjoy your next adventure because you've earned it. Done.
For some of our graduates today, they are graduating from a place that they have spent their entire educational career. For some, you joined later but became no less part of the Santa Rosa family. Altogether, you represent the success of our community. Santa Rosa Academy is a wonderful school community, and we are all proud of our graduating Rangers. At this time, it's my privilege to welcome our next speaker. As a successful teacher, Dr. Gomez knows what it takes to reach students and make a difference. As a successful principal, Dr. Gomez knows what it takes for a school to be a great place for students. As a successful superintendent, Dr. Gomez knows what it takes for a school to be a great place for a community. Dr. Gomez is a friend to all communities in Riverside County through his advocacy in earnest for great schools, making a difference for students and their families. Please welcome our Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Edwin Gomez.
Good evening, Santa Rosa Academy. I'm humbled and honored for the opportunity to be able to share a few words this evening. And let me just begin by saying the collegiality, the intimacy amongst the teachers and the staff and the students, and exhorting the students that are here is just amazing. It's phenomenal. It's amazing to see the family type of bond that everyone has here at Santa Rosa Academy. As I was sitting here this afternoon, the thought that came to me in reflection is a speech by Linda Ellis titled "The Dash." And the thesis of this speech was basically that when a person dies, on a tombstone there is always the date of birth of that person, and there is the date where it recognizes the passing of that person's life, but the most important thing in those significant dates is the dash. The dash between the time that you're born and the time that you pass away. And the point that Ellis was trying to denote to the reader is basically what you do during that dash, that time that we have here on this earth, which, by the way, the earth has been around for millions of years. The universe has been around for billions of years, so our very, very short time here on earth is extremely short. And so the point is, maximize the time, do your best to not only help yourselves and your family, but do your best to help those around you in your community, in your state, and this great nation of the United States of America. I also want to express today that what you've done these last 14 months, you've experienced intense challenges, you've experienced a level of suffering, a level of adversity, but the fact that you're here tonight is a testament to your faith, it's a testament to your dedication, it's a testament to what you've accomplished. You chose to keep moving forward instead of feeling stagnant. You chose to be strong instead of succumbing to fear. And you chose hope instead of despair, and that hope will serve you well and sustain you in every challenge that you face. But most importantly, as we continue to grow, as we continue to evolve, more adversity, more challenges will come your way, but that's when you have to tap into that hope, that reservoir of hope that is within you. And that hope is not just for you, but it's also for those around you. Now, as part of the class of 2021, every single one of you is essential to our quest to make history once again in Riverside County. Many of you in the audience may not know, but for the last 2 years, Riverside County has held the title of the #1 graduation rate amongst all of the largest counties in the state of California. That's right. And you're a big part of that. The graduation rate in Riverside County is 90%, and I believe here at Santa Rosa it's probably 99%, or something outrageous like that, which is wonderful. So give yourselves a round of applause. So in closing, whether you're entering the workforce, the military, or college, we know that you will be a beacon of hope to the world around you, and know that you continue to make everyone here in this beautiful auditorium very proud of you. We're very proud of you. Continue to work in excellence, continue to walk in resiliency, continue to walk in integrity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gomez. Your commitment to education is unrivaled, sir, and we are grateful for your attendance today. As we were selecting our special guest speaker a few months ago, much like Dr. Gomez and his commitment to excellence in education, we said, who truly embodies what Santa Rosa is all about? Who truly embodies the characteristics of excellence, integrity, and respect in everything they do? Who pushes students to achieve those 3 goals in everything they do? The choice was clear. Mrs. McMullen. There is no better person I could think of to address you today than Mrs. McMullen. She has been a part of every graduating class that has ever been a student at Santa Rosa Academy. Come here, friend. Mrs. McMullen, my friend, new grandma, proud grandma, I should say. This is her moment. She made this happen for you for so many years. Please give her a round of applause.
Can you come up here to give that to me and Jason afterwards? Thank you very much, Mr. Kapp. It is definitely an honor to be here. I just wanted you guys to notice the flowers that are here. These are some of the flowers that you guys gave me at the senior walkabout, where I was blubbering and crying the whole time. My mask was sopping wet. So, but thank you, because I got to use some for the graduation. So, okay. So good afternoon, board, staff, parents, and students. It is an honor to speak to you today, class of 2021. This has been an unusual and challenging year for all of us, and as we celebrate all of you, I want to talk about the ups and downs of life's adventures. Every adventure has its challenges, but it is how you persevere through the challenges that helps define your story. Santa Rosa Academy's adventure started with a dream of a few strong-willed women, and it has not always been a smooth road. It took a lot of hard work, commitment, and perseverance. We have the beautiful school that is here today, but it wasn't always that way. From a thought, to an office space, to a strip mall, to MSJC, to our gorgeous school we have today, there were a lot of roadblocks. Those bumps in the roads, as I like to call them, are still part of Santa Rosa's story and who we are. Being denied pieces of property twice only led us to the property where we are today. All the pieces of our story, good and bad, are still part of our story. Those chapters help define who we are, who we want to be, and the direction we are going. Some of the teachers sitting by you right now have been on this journey and helped to build Santa Rosa to what it is today. They're all on the journey. Some have been on the journey a lot longer than others. What makes this school special and unique are the teachers, the staff, the strong character, and more than anything, and I think the teachers would agree, it's you, the students. Now my story is a very long story with lots of different chapters. From working with penguins, shark diving, starting a marine biology program at Elsinore High School, coaching volleyball and swimming, getting married, having twins, and then my third daughter, all these pieces and parts of my story led me to Santa Rosa. My husband over the years has asked me many times if I wanted to go back to teaching at Elsinore. I never wavered in my dedication to Santa Rosa. I used to tell him that I can't imagine working with other students because our students were different, and most of you chose to be a ranger. Now I have a very special chapter to add to my story. I became a grandma last week to Huxley Rose Harlan. Whew. It's amazing. My daughter Kendra and her husband Tyler met their I'm gonna cry. Sorry. My daughter Kendra and her husband Tyler met their senior year at Santa Rosa, so they named her Rose for that part of their story. So it's pretty cool. I don't know all of your stories, just pieces from different chapters or a page here and there. Some of you have done very well over this past year and thrived in being at home. Others have struggled daily to make sense of what is happening. Tragedy hit closer to home for some families more than others. Everyone has been affected in some way. Do not forget these times, as they are part of your story. Those chapters will help define who you are, whether those pages are filled with college, trade school, military, workforce, or other adventures filled with exploring, learning, and having fun, and adulting. Never regret, this is a quote, it was unknown, never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness, bad days give experience, worst days give lessons, and best days give memories. Congratulations, senior class of 2021. Good luck to all of you in your future endeavors and adventures. You are entering a new chapter in your lives, and I am too. I have no doubt that you will succeed in whatever you set your goals to be. You have the grit and the perseverance to be successful. Just remember, class of 2021, there is more to be written in your story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. McMullen. Students, I was going to ask you if you're ready, but I know you are. I'd like to ask Mrs. Shannon and Mr. Gaylord to the stage, please. Which means it is time for the presentation of the graduates.
Anna Hebert.
Bentley Bigelow.
Crystal Carmen.
Daniel Acosta.
Lucas Aguilar.
Rose Akins.
Jeremiah Alatori.
Olivia Anderson.
Christopher Arroyo.
Journey Bacon.
Caleb Baltus.
Joshua Barnaby.
Keon Batista.
Caroline Beeson.
Samuel Bach.
Blake Bowen.
Abigail Bridgeforth.
Logan Kanji.
Leslie Cardenas Rubio.
Nicholas Casey.
Dominic Casoli.
Allison Catalano.
Brianna Clay.
Nyla Criego.
Conrad Croft.
Cassie Crow.
Austin Detmer.
Harley Dospital.
Katie Dunn.
Franklin Eglinton.
Caitlin Dreisbach.
Adeline Ferguson.
Jet Fearing.
Isaiah Fox.
Matthew Finnerty.
Caden Frutos.
Ian Frank. Ashlyn Gaines.
Ryder Geik.
Elena Giles. Jocelyn Gomez.
Matthew Gonzalez.
Kylie Haynes.
Avery Hine.
Joshua Herrera.
Evan Hobson.
Tyler Hoskins.
Riley Hilkema.
Zoe Jackson.
Valerie Jimenez.
Marcus Jones.
Tanner Keith.
Kylie Kephart.
Grace Knight.
Emily Lara.
Tristan Livingston.
Samantha Lopez.
Tyson Lovo.
Adrian Magana.
Timothy Marlowe.
Jocelyn Marquez.
Jasmine McCain.
Olivia McCormick.
Allison McGavran.
Ariane McMurray. Ashlyn Melendez.
Sydney Muldrow.
Mary Murray.
Mia Naranjo.
Ella Neal.
Jaden Oak.
Armand Ortiz.
Kendall Paranek.
Wyatt Patterson.
William Peterson.
Nathan Petty.
Samantha Plummer.
Kenneth Rains.
Isaiah Ramos.
McKenna Reed.
Nathaniel Restrepo.
Melissa Reyes.
Clarissa Reyna.
Holden Rice.
Caden Richardson.
Julio Rodriguez.
Daniel Rodriguez. Josiah Rodriguez.
Angelina Rojas.
Nixon Ross.
Samuel Rush.
Faith Russo.
Mia Sanders.
Savannah Santiago.
Emma Schuck.
Erica Rebecca Schroeder.
Peter Schrader.
Alexis Sebastian.
Hannah Seixas.
Ty Sithaday.
Jaden Southwell.
Alyssa Spinner. Alyssa Spina.
Joel Southwell.
Anna Suri.
Antonio Terrazas.
Damaris Trask.
L'Oreal Tweedy.
Paloma Valencia.
Jocelyn Velasquez.
Olivia Vocal.
Howie Weber.
Nicholas Wegford.
Benjamin Whitley.
Justin Windsor.
Roman Womber.
Seth Worthing.
Sarah York.
Joshua Zabala.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Class of 2021, please rise. It is my distinct honor, on behalf of the board, your teachers, the administration, and everyone at Santa Rosa Academy, to confer these diplomas upon you and to lead you in the turning of the tassels. At this time, please turn your tassel from your right to your left side. Families, teachers, loved ones, I present to you the class of 2021. Congratulations.
Auspiciousness and causes of success. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May you take no effort in your being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest.
All right, seniors, retrieve your caps.
May the best of your todays be the
Say goodbye to your parents for a few moments.
Whoa. May the road less paved be the
Look to the inside rows. Parents, please remain near your seats.
Here's to the lives that you don't change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we gonna have. You don't need money, got free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you.
Seniors, follow the roads. Follow the roads.
I want you to have
as your students are exiting, I'd like you to grab their name tag off the chair, please. We're going to remain seated for a few more minutes.
Is a slap bracelet. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. Having no possessions, though immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct. And may you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you really own it each moment to the next. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. May the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa. Well, here's to the hearts that you gonna break. Here's to the lives that you gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'd be sad without you. I want you to have it all. 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 Oh, I want you to have it all. All you can imagine.
Teachers.
Oh, no matter what your path is.
Teachers to the center, please.
Anything can happen. Go, go, go. Raise your glasses. Go, go, go.
Once again, parents, please remain in your seats. That means you, Mr. Bigelow.
I told you, here's to the heart.
Teachers, go. Thank you very much.
Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we gonna.
Thank you, parents. Please follow the teachers.
Got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'd be sad without you. I want you to have it all.